Morning, morning, morning. Sorry, I'm a little late, team. I was having some technical difficulties, but we are here. Let's just get straight into it. A little note, if you are pre and postnatal, I recommend that you grab a blanket and place it on the mat to help cushion the joints of the knees. I'm just going to grab my warm water that I like to have in the morning. Okay, we are going to start in child's pose. So when you feel ready, we won't stay there for too long, but when you feel ready, making your way down to a comfortable child's pose position. So this morning, we're focusing on the hips, but let's just take a minute to arrive. Bum towards the heels, sending the fingertips out in front of you. You can rest your head down on the earth. I'm keeping mine lifted to chat to you all. So really reaching the fingertips forward. Let's take a couple of deep breaths into the body. Big breath in. Open the lips side out. Big breath in. Let it go. Let's do one more. Big inhale into the body. Open up the rib cage, the belly. And release. Amazing. From here, let's press into the tops of the feet. Come up towards tabletop position. Leave the hands where they are. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. And then send the bum back towards your child's pose. We're going to continue with this movement. As we breathe in, we come up. As we breathe out, we send bum to heels. Rest the belly on the thighs or between the legs. Big breath in to come up. Exhale, come back down. Beautiful. And just staying with this movement, with this rhythm, if your knees were quite far apart in your child's pose, maybe you bring them a bit closer together. And then here you can decide how far you would like to go with the chest, with the hips. Perhaps you decide to walk the hands forward a little bit so you can allow the hips to drop. Be mindful not to completely collapse. You want to keep a nice neutral spine. Staying with the breath, you might even already start to feel it in the hips. Start to feel that heat building in the body. Beautiful. Let's do two more like this. Amazing. Next time we rock up towards tabletop, let's tuck the toes under and press back to downward facing dog. So really pressing the hands into the earth, grounding the knuckles of the hands into the mat. And you can pedal it out through the feet here, bending the knees one at a time, sending the tailbone towards the sky. And really think about pushing the ground away with the hands. There's a tendency to collapse in the shoulders. You want to push, 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 push. We're fighting gravity here. Beautiful. Okay, from here, let's shift the weight forward to plank pose. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, shift the weight back to downward facing dog. Shift the weight forward to plank pose. Pre and postnatal, I invite you to come to a tabletop position. Or if you just don't feel like doing plank pose this morning, tabletop is perfect. And then push back to downward facing dog. Let's do two more. Big breath in. Big breath out, down dog. Beautiful. Nice active stretching this morning. Waking up the body. How are we feeling today? Waking up the hips. Just giving them a bit of mobilization before we go into some more passive and dynamic stretching. Okay, I've completely lost count. Let's do this last one together. And beautiful. Okay, from here, we're going to go to a three-legged down dog with the left leg up towards the sky. So when you're ready, take a big breath in, left foot towards the sky. And then big breath out. Let's bring the left foot on the outside of the left hand and drop the back knee down towards the earth. Okay, we can come onto the fingertips of the hands here. So like this. And we're just trying to lower the hips down, allowing the hips to melt towards the earth a little bit. Notice if you're scrunching in the shoulders, See if you can allow the heart space to open forwards. Just gently. If you did want to take it even further this morning, you do have the option to tuck those back toes under and lift the back leg. Yogi's choice. I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to pause here for just a couple more breaths. Sometimes it takes a minute for the body to tell the brain, oh, I'm comfortable here. You know, there's no threat to the body, so you can allow me to relax. There's that conversation with the body and the brain. So giving ourselves time in each posture is important. Okay, from here, we're going to stay exactly where we are with the hands and with the foot. We're going to toe heel the left foot out just a tiny bit and come onto the knife edge of the left foot and allow the left knee to fall out to the side. So option to keep both hands down on the mat, option to perhaps use the left hand and encourage that left knee out just slightly. Everything is optional. If you're used to practicing with me, you know that I'm all for doing what feels good in your body, no matter what I say. And remembering to breathe. Often when our body does something that we're not used to, we hold on to the breath and seeing if we can just relax and find a bit of ease here. Amazing. Let's bring that left knee back to neutral. And then let's come back to tabletop position. Take a big breath in, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. So when we're ready, three-legged dog on the right, send the right leg towards the sky, big breath in, keep pressing those hands into the earth, and then right foot on the outside of the right hand, lower the back knee down. And for future, if you wanted to come to tabletop first and bring the foot on the outside of the hand, always what feels good for your body is exactly where you should be. So you can come onto the fingertips if you want a bit more height. You might notice that one side is a bit, stiffer than the other. I know this side is much stiffer for me. That's okay, that's completely normal. Relaxing the shoulders, perhaps even rolling out the neck, making sure that we're not bringing tension anywhere else in the body. It's a great thing about yoga. We can work the whole body all together, all at once, rather than isolating muscles. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. What have you got in store for your days today, team? Let me know in the comments. I'm teaching another class at the studio after this. And then I've got a day with my baby girl. Okay, so let's toe heel the right foot out to the side a little bit. And then allow this right knee to fall out to the side. So we come onto the knife edge of the right foot. Maybe the toes spill out. I'd really invite you to not worry too much about alignment, about it looking or being perfect. That's absolutely not what this is about. It's not what my yoga practice is about. It's really finding movement that feel good in your body, that can increase mobility, increase flexibility, and even strength. You can use the right hand to allow the knee to fall out to the side a little bit. Beautiful. Let's take one more breath here. Amazing. Let's bring that knee back to neutral. Let's come back to tabletop. And we're going to take one more downward facing dog, or just to stretch out the backs of the legs and give those knees a bit of a break. My knees can get a bit sensitive on the mat, which is why even if you're not pre or postnatal, you can place that blanket on the mat underneath your knees. I'm going to claim to be postnatal forever for that reason. Okay, beautiful. Let's bring the knees back down to the earth. Okay, from here, I'm going to give you 2 options. So I'm going to start with the more gentle option. The first option is to walk the hands To be fair, let's all do this and then I'll go into the more challenging option after. Let's walk the hands forward, squeeze the elbows towards the body, and then let's lower down one vertebra at a time. So really starting with the pubic bone, but it's the arms taking the weight of the body. We're not collapsing. Slowly melting pubic bone, belly, navel, rib cage. Okay, so the first option is to come to a gentle cobra, squeezing the elbows towards the body, pressing the hands into the earth. The more dynamic option, if you would like to take it this morning, is to press the hands into the mat and come to an upward facing dog. So with the upward facing dog, the tops of the feet are on the earth, knees are lifted off the mat, hips are lifted off the mat, thighs, belly, everything is off the mat. We're pressing the hands into the earth, reaching sternum forwards and up. If we're in our cobra, the belly is on the earth, pubic bone on the earth, thighs on the earth, perhaps even the knees, or maybe they're a little bit lifted, and tops of the feet on the mat. Whatever feels good for you is exactly where you should be. Relaxing the shoulders. So we're pressing the hands into the mat. Even with our cobra, you'll probably start to feel it in the arms. That is perfect. Let's take one more inhale here. And exhale. If you're in upward facing dog, let's do downward facing dog. If you're in your cobra on the belly on earth, let's do child's pose. And then let's everyone, if you're in downward facing dog, let's bring the knees down onto the earth, tabletop, and we'll meet you in child's pose. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. And slowly come up to kneeling. Amazing. Let's relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then let's come to find a seat on the mat. I hope you can hear me okay. I actually had trouble with my mic this morning, so I haven't got my mic on, so it might feel or sound a little bit echoey. So apologies for that. Okay, let's sit the bum down on the mat. Feet a little bit wider than the hips. Hands behind you. Let's be mindful to not collapse into the shoulders. We're always pressing the ground away with the hands to keep this nice lifting of energy in the body. And then from here, we're going to wind wipe the knees side to side. Taking your time with this, so noticing how far the knees are able to go, especially this top one. It may not make it all the way down to the earth, and that's okay. That is okay. Your practice will look different to mine, and that's what's beautiful about yoga, about the body. You might notice that you're starting to make your way forwards. In a minute, I'll be head first in the camera. Beautiful. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna bring both knees back, both feet back down on the mat, and then open the knees wide out to the side. Not the most elegant of postures, but it works. Notice if you started to sink the weight back, keep pressing the hands into the air so we keep the chest nice and lifted. The whole body is connected. So if we're collapsing here, the hips aren't really doing their job. We want to send the belly forward so we can increase the stretch in the hips as well. You might even do it so you can notice the difference for yourselves. Beautiful. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and then come to sit. And then depending on if you live in a more flexible body, you might be able to fold forwards directly. If not, and you just want to stay here in a comfortable seat, that is perfect. If you're really, really feeling tight, a couple of options. You can perhaps use the tips of the fingertips and just give yourself a little massage here, sort of aid the body into relaxation. Or maybe this isn't an option that I personally enjoy, but if you prefer to bring a little bit of motion, a little bit of movement to the posture, that's also perfect. So wherever you are, we'll just take a couple more breaths. Time goes so quickly in these morning sessions with you guys. I've only got a couple minutes left. Okay, beautiful. Let's do one more. So let's send the legs out in front of us. Right ankle on top of the right knee. I'm sure most of you will have done this before. Hands behind, and then let's bring this left knee into the body, and then press into the fingertips. Send the chest forward towards the chest. So stay where you are. I'm going to move to show you something, but stay exactly where you are. If ever you're in a yoga class and they offer Pigeon Pose, Pigeon Pose is here. Pigeon Pose is a very, very demanding posture on the hips, and quite often actually we tend to go beyond what our maximum range should be in this posture because of the weight of the body. So if you're ever in a yoga class and they say to do Pigeon Pose and it doesn't feel comfortable, this is your variation if for whatever reason the teacher doesn't give it to you. This has exactly the same concept around the hip. And that's what Pigeon Pose is trying to get to, right? Let's swap sides when you're ready. And similarly, if right now you're doing this and you're like, man, not feeling this, I want to get into Pigeon. You get into Pigeon, my friend. Sorry, left ankle on top of the right knee. Bring the right knee towards the chest. Just getting away with my chatting. Beautiful. Just these last couple minutes together, see if we can ground the breath down. Last couple moments that you've carved out for yourself this morning before the chaos of the day. So really enjoy. Beautiful. Okay. Let's release. Come to a comfortable seat, a comfortable cross-legged position or kneeling. I'm just going to take a couple twists of the body. So let's roll the shoulders back, crown of the head towards the sky. Let's bring the right hand on the outside of the left knee, left fingertips behind us. Supine twists are really good to or thoracic spine twist, I should say. Really good to just align the spine in the morning, get into the fascia tissue around the spine. Left hand on the outside of the right knee. Right hand behind you, gaze back. Beautiful. Okay, let's do one more before I leave you. So keep the right heel towards the groin, left foot out to the side. Let's point the left foot. Bring the right hand diagonally behind us just here. Take a big breath into the body. We're going to bring the weight into the hand, the knee, and the foot. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Reach that left hand up. Beautiful. Pause here. A gentle activation of the glutes of the bum. You can perhaps even bring the left hand on the back of the head and lead with the elbow to increase the stretch in the shoulder as well. Let's take one more inhale here. Open those hips, open the body, and exhale, release. Beautiful. Swap sides. So right leg out to the side, left heel in. We want to point the toe, left hand behind us, big breath in, press into the left hand. Find that root to rise action. Reach the right hand towards the sky. We need to root down to rise up, right? Just like a plant or tree. So really pressing the earth away. Option to bring that right hand on the back of the head, palm of the hand on the back of the head. Open the body. Take one more breath in. What are you calling into your day today? Big inhale. And exhale, release. Amazing. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Roll the shoulders back. Maybe give your neck nice little wiggle side to side. And thank you so much for practicing with me this morning, team. I'm absolutely loving these sessions with you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them to me on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, Magali Swift Yoga, or send them here in the comments right now, and I will get back to you. I had one more thing I wanted to say, and now I've forgotten, but it's okay because I can blame baby brain. And wondering how long I can blame baby brain on. Oh, hey, Becca, my angel. Yeah, okay, I've forgotten. I will see you guys next week. I'm sending you lots of love. Ciao.